Okay, I'm out here at the Athletic Republic. I have the owner. Talk about this whole experience that you have out here.
Well, I mean, this is our investment in the youth dreams in our community, man. So many kids, all they need is an opportunity and someone to believe in them, and that's willing to push them to the next level. In a space like this, we've been all over the country, LA, California, other areas have this, but really not areas like this, where it's our kids and our people in this space. That's why we created it, man.
It's a hell of a facility, man.
Thanks.
You got the ring here, you got the octagon here,
Yep.
bags here, simulation of a soccer field, and I've seen a young lady doing the deadlifts over there.
Yeah, we got the deadlifts, we got hot yoga back there, we got the Zumba room. Like, we really want this a space for it's holistic development, right? It's not just youth, it's not just sports, it's the entire family. The parents can come in here, they can run the track, they can get their workout in, and the kids can still be working towards their dream all at the same time. If you do it on the field, if you do it on the court, you can come here and get better at it.
And then one of the things that you did was be a sponsor for Jalil Hackett, man. How did that whole process come about?
It was seamless. It was a natural marriage. As soon as we met Jalil, he's exactly the type of kid that we wanted to invest in. He's got a great village around him, great family support, but the kid works like he don't know where his next meal is going to come from. And that's all that we ask, is that when the youth come in here, that they're dedicated to what they do, and we'll provide them with anybody else, with everything else. I don't know anybody that's more dedicated than Jalil is and what he's doing.
And one of the things that I noticed also, man, I see a lot of fathers working with sons in here.
Exactly.
Talk about that, because that was very interesting when I noticed that when I first came here. You see that, where you see a lot of stereotypes where they say we're not there for our kids, but you come in for a facility like this and you see the fathers working with their sons.
To be perfectly honest with you, it comes from the legacy of my own father. This whole place does. I was fortunate enough to have a father at that time that was fully impactful in my life. He played ball with me, he never missed a game, and I see the difference that it made in my life compared to other kids who had the same talent but didn't have that support. So we want, man, it's a beautiful thing when we see fathers and parents in here working with their kids, supporting their dreams. I mean, that's everything. I think we discount how much that means to actually achieving the dream. But there's data that shows if parents are involved, kids have a higher percentage of being able to achieve their dreams. So, why not make a place like this?
Now, growing up, did you think you would ever have a facility like this? Was that even in the realm of your imagination?
If you want me to be honest with you, I knew I'd have this facility here. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I actually met my wife here. That's how old this facility is.
Was that during the time of the old run and shoot?
That's when it was originally run and shoot. I played basketball for AAU basketball for her father. She was the scorekeeper, and that's how we met back in 5th grade. And it's funny because I've always been here. We've always been a part of it. And we always said, me and my buddies and everybody from the DMV, what we would do if we had this space. Well, guess what? Now we have this space. So we want to make it exactly what we know the people here in the community need.
Now, are you finding a lot of people coming up here to the facility
to
be a part of the facility?
Absolutely. It's not the facility. We're still battling the stigma of what it used to be. So it's going to take some time for us to really bring it back to what we know it could be and should be. But yeah, those numbers are great, man. The people who are participating. The good thing about it is it's just not the kids participating. If they're coming in here with their parents are working out too, and that's the community and village we want to create.
And that was one of the things I was just talking about that I see with the kids working with their parents.
Absolutely.
And now, one of my signature questions is, I always like to ask, what's the toughest thing that you had to deal with in your life, and how did you overcome it? For those who out there might be going through life struggles and not knowing what to do in situations, man, I always like to ask that question.
Man, I appreciate the question, man. I appreciate the opportunity to answer it. I wasn't this guy that you're seeing right here. I got kicked out of 3 elementary schools. I had trouble in school right here in Prince George's County. I was labeled as a dumb kid. Come to find out, I had dyslexia. They really didn't know how to work with me. And my father, my parents both were instrumental in teaching me how to learn. And honestly, they taught me how to learn in school the same way that I learn in sports. So that repetitive nature, running the plays over and over again. We literally took that kind of concept and put it in my academics. I ended up getting an academic scholarship, full athletic scholarship to the College of William and Mary, which is an academic institution. That's an Ivy League of the South. Shout out to the tribe. And you know, I've done pretty well. So to have to fight through that, to learn it on my own with the support of my parents and figure it out and still be able to compete in this world with everybody else, you know, I know that dreams can come true. I know that you can work through those struggles. So that's why we're here to provide that type of support to these kids out here.
I mean, I really appreciate your time. And like I said, Black-owned facility, and I love it.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here, man.
Right, appreciate
We'll
your
always
time.
be here for Jalil. That's for sure.
Thank you, man.
All right,
Appreciate
it. You got it. All good.
We out.